All right, folks, welcome to round number 13. Currently 10 and 2. This hand is probably too awkward. This hand is better. And we can bottom the Vesuva. Once upon a time, opponent keeps 7. Crazy how we're 4 matches in and we have not yet seen a single Delver. Not a single Delver. Ugh, this deck again. Please no Narset. So they targeted me. Get this Temple Garden out of the way. A lot of people playing today are playing really fast combo because they're trying to squeeze in wins. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, it's too late for that one now. Would have been great last turn. Well, we're looking for Zenith. We're looking for... So they know about Verdant Catacombs. We're looking for Zenith. We're looking for... Oof. Those are the 2 main cards that we're looking for here. And we're looking to dodge Narset. Okay, they don't have another land. Buggers! I was supposed to just draw here. I guess I still don't want the forest, but I'm gonna pay for this. They don't have days, so I'm not playing around it. But they might have force though. There's a forest on top, so I guess I want to shuffle that away. My opponent just doesn't want to play anymore. Alright, so Spirit of Labyrinth is good. Wasteland is okay. It's not great. Deafening Silence is good. This is good. This is good. Thalia's fine. Primetime's not good. We cut it. Libraries. I guess I'd rather have Bog than Wasteland. Maybe we want Wasteland over Field. I don't think so though, right? It is an untapped source. We definitely want Caracas. They have Emery, they have Sai, they have a bunch of those. Oh, they don't play Force in the main and they play 4/6 forces in the side. That makes sense. Okay, let's go with this. I guess I kind of do want Primetime in the deck. I do feel like Yasharn is better. Maybe Excavator. The thing about Excavator is that sometimes it has, like, it can help you hit a bunch of land drops, which otherwise would be pretty challenging to do. Sure, we keep this hand. It's not like ridiculous or anything, but roll to 6. The only thing that scares me about the Aeons deck, Aeons, however you pronounce that, is that sometimes they just have hands that are simply not beatable, which can be very annoying. Okay, cool. Starting off right there. Just like that. Get all the nonsense out of here. All of it out of here. Oh, wow. Okay. Got a nice little 2-for-1 there. Now what? Urza? Karn. Oh, fuck. Well, at least we got to draw 7 ourselves, right? So that's not the end of the world. We did get to draw 7 ourselves. So it's not the end of the world. We're gonna play Reclaimer and Wasteland them. Because otherwise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Otherwise they lock us. They might have a land, but I think I'd rather do that. They can Lattice, but they would need something else, and Ancient Tomb definitely makes it a lot more likely that they find ourselves in that scenario. Like here, they would need to play a land and discard the entire hand to cast the Lattice. What they can do is they can go with engineered explosives. Silence was such a key printing. It really was. Like, it really gave decks like this one a shot at competing with decks like those. Okay, I had another Ancient Tomb. 4 mana, what? Urza? Urza. Wow. They actually could have... They could have latticed me there. They could have latticed me and I was locked. So we got a little bit lucky there that my opponent didn't see that interaction. Crap. So... I guess I would probably just have to pass here. We can't plow the Urza, because otherwise they just coding my land. So this allows us to, like, it doesn't pull us ahead, but it does allow us to keep up with their Karn coding nonsense. So this coming turn, I can just Skyclave Apparition the Karn. They could just have another Karn and we're fucked, but you know, I'm playing around what I can here. It's not like we have that many options, am I right? Trying to figure out what matters. Maybe Flagstones is a good idea. I guess I'd rather have fetch land. This is bad against coding, against a biting needle though. So maybe that was bad. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, feeling pretty smart I didn't plow the Urza, because that would have backfired. In fact, we might be in a position where we have to plow the construct. This is rough. This is very rough. I think we have to Skyclave, right? We have to Skyclave the Karn. And we have to basically hope that the Narset fizzles forever. Because that's the only way that we win. Just have to hope that the Narset fizzles forever. And we honestly don't have that many good draws. So we're gonna be champ blocking this one of these constructs. I think we might just be a little bit too far behind at this point. If this finds an Echo, or if this finds a Karn, we're dead. They fizzled? Wow, they actually fizzled. That's insane. Also, we're dead to Walking Ballista. So we're dead to a bunch of shit. Yeah, they can spin Urza. They can spin Urzas twice, probably. This doesn't tap to activate, so this actually represents 4 mana thanks to Urza. We cannot beat second Karn. All right. Same thing, right? Maybe I do want the ramming app. Maybe over the Scavenging Ooze? Maybe just over the prime time. Just this prime time seems like wishful thinking to me. We're never getting there. I don't think I should be playing more Sword Splashers. Even that the one Sword Splasher is kind of sus. I feel like my answer to Urza is just good old Dryad. LED was better in that spot than Black Lotus. Yeah. Which is pretty disgusting to think about, huh? They have Chalice, so I don't think that I want that many plows. Also, it's probably... yeah, we're keeping this, 100%. It's mostly their Planeswalkers that we lose to. Not so much their... They definitely don't cut forces, because my opponent just forced my... That's just Primetime 3. Thank you for the follow. Welcome for the subscription. Sorry. Thank you for that Primetime sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Thank you for the support. Oh, they cut chalices for forces. Yeah, that makes sense, but... Again, it's kind of... I don't know. Maybe you're right. Well, I'm definitely spending this turn to Wasteland. Best draw is probably Reclaimer. That's just not a question. We're Wastelanding there. Ancient Tomb too strong in this board state. Then we have to be careful that we fetch before playing the Yasharn because it's not a great combo. Not the best combo ever. Something good? I mean, this thing kind of beats down, huh? Well, that's a Reclaimer. Yeah, let's play that guy. And next turn we get to slam Yasharn. Pig. So the pig gets forced. Honestly, not that bad for us. They also pitched an Echo. They're down an Echo and down in our set. And even Echo right now is probably better for us than it is for them. If they have Urza here, where everything gets destroyed though. This is maybe okay. Maybe they get Walking Ballista here? Or maybe we get a concession. Alright, baby. 11-2. Let's keep it going. Alright, this is 11-2, round number 14. Let's see how this goes. It's an easy mulligan. Knight Rider 79, I think it will follow. A little bit of an unfortunate draw. This is very slow, but I think I might be keeping this. I think on 6 this might be okay. And we bottom the Dryad. The reason for this is like we have a very stable mana base against Wasteland. We have interaction for my opponent's spells. We have ramp and we have a way to hit a line drop. So what this hand does is it sets me up very, very well for drawing literally anything. So I think I'm actually going to keep this. Even if we draw a Reclaimer, by the time it comes down, it's going to be a 3-4, which is pretty exciting too. Opponent really tanking on that mulligan. He kept 7 though. Of course, if my opponent is playing some sort of combo deck, like we're kind of screwed. So hoping that that doesn't happen. Okay, so they're playing Snow, so feeling a little bit sad here, but that's not bad. That's not bad. I think I'm playing around, not necessarily Wasteland, but I feel like playing around Back to Basics can be cool. If you don't find your praying after X minutes, then you get a warning for not joining the match. So essentially nothing happens unless you don't join multiple matches after being paired. Okay, good to know. Misplaying to Jace when in Treat Miracles. Miracles was fun back then. Miracles was fun. I mean, the list that ended up winning the NCD Open was kind of sweet. Did they have that many Auros? It didn't feel like they had that many Auros. Got an Elko. Car the advantage. Car the advantage. So now their fetch lands don't work. I guess that they can just plus on the pig and the fetch lands work again, but Udo. We're definitely attacking with both, obviously, because they can bounce the Yasharn. Caracas. I'll go down. I think I'm gonna wasteland the Caracas, huh? Place around removal better, and this means that they can't protect their Udo. Now that I think about it, maybe what I should have done is to waste the trop. Now they're just gonna find another source of the proper color, and that's gonna be bad for me, so. Should I play into a sweeper? I think not. So we just pass. Yeah, good thing I didn't waste their green source because they just found one immediately, so. Showing Caracas a lot better. That modern streamer, I say, yeah, we're trying to qualify for the Manatraders thing, Fluffy. How are you doing? Well, that guy is getting exiled. I guess I would have liked to have done that in response, but c'est la vie. Doing it on their turn to play around Force of Negation, obviously. Oh, hello. Why is my opponent killing the worst card? Can't rent money travel and it tilts me. Yeah, that sucks. It's pretty stupidly expensive. Clearly need to get off meme donation list and get this Uro under control in Modern. Oh yeah. This Uro guy is kind of messing everything up. No land, so we get one turn before Uro comes down. Never mind, here Snowko. Oh, library. Well, that's worse. Prime time off the top. Prime time off the top. We're gonna draw Primeval Titan, chat. Aren't you excited about the Primeval Titan we're about to draw? So close. So I guess that's gonna be a tracker, I think. Which draws us 2 cards. Let's fetch now, see what my opponent does. They don't do anything. Let's get Temple Garden. If they don't pay 8, I don't even wanna hear about it. If they don't pay 8 here, I want nothing to do with it. Wow, they only paid 4. You're bringing back Uro right now, opponent. What are you not paying for? Gonna track her right now. Get more info. If they draw a plow off of this and they want to kill the tracker, we gain 1 more life. Hashtag value. Alright, Zenith off the top. They did find a plow. Decay. Yeah, decay. That sucks, but it's not the end of the world because we're gonna drop Primeval Titan right here, so this is cool. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you that we were drawing Primeval Titan? Delicate. Field of the Dead. OCS always healed. Didn't I tell you, Chad, that we were gonna draw prime time? I mean, oh, I changed the emote prefix. So now it's from the beginning I always wanted it to be FPAW, FPAW. But in the beginning Twitch forced me into it being FPAULU, which I always thought was kind of weird. So now this is the prefix that I wish I had always had, basically. Can we draw our own library? Imagine they had killed the Dryad instead of Big. Yeah, that would have been a big difference. I think I understand why my opponent did that. It's because eventually I was going to be able to find my own Caracas and bounce the pig and replay it. Also, they started the turn by plowing the primetime and then they And then they Dead of Winter, which makes no sense because like this would have definitely killed the prime time. Super weird. So fetch land is good. What are we zenithing for here? Tracker is gone, Knight of Autumn's gone, Scavenging Ooze. Ooze is actually kind of legit here. We don't need to show the Dryad just yet. Playing around Snapcaster by, you know, doing nothing here. And Ooze reigns supreme amongst all of these elks. No. This is elk with upside. It's a 5/5 elk instead of a 3/3 elk. So it is the superior elk. It's elk scavenging ooze. I think I'm gonna Dead of Winter here. To play around Snapcaster. I can also eat one of my own dudes. I'm just gonna eat the Dead of Winter, I think. They don't play Snapcaster. Sometimes they play like the one copy. Alright, let's make it a 5/5. So we've gone through 2 Uros, I think. So this is probably the last one. It's a little bit off. It's a little bit annoying, but like if we draw a fetch land, we're golden. I mean, they probably have a force at this point, so you do have to keep that into account. And they have exactly 1 mana for the force. They don't realize they have a Thalia here. Yeah, they just wanted to cantrip, but they can't. It's not a cantrip, it's a can't trip. Right? Am I right, chat? I'm not exposing the Dryad. The only thing that sucks about this is that my opponent's probably going to give me an Astrolabe, and they're just going to take my Reclaimer, which is kind of shitty, but not much else that I can really do. Stupid fucking card, man. Don't you love when... Well, I mean, my opponent has had a library going for like 3 or 4 turns at this point, so... It's really tough to beat an active library after so many turns. Active library with active Oko. So my opponent's life total is never going to dwindle low enough so I can actually get away with something here. Kind of sucks. I have to assume that they have some amount of forces at this point. Yep. That is the expected play. Bounce my astral. Wow, that's gross. Wait, what? Opponent. Opponent! Why you no bounce Astrolabe? Wait, are they forcing this? Why are they forcing this? Makes no sense. Opponent probably is going to either use a removal spell or, yeah. That's, of course, the absolute worst case scenario, but there's nothing we can really do. Yeah, we're pretty far ahead on clock, which is good. How unlucky is that we have a Field of the Dead and we cannot find any of our 30 lands. Like, if I had drawn a fetch land at any point, like, I would have been able to kill my opponent's Oko, also potentially kill their Uro or something like that, and also get 2 zombies. And we somehow have managed to draw bad cards every single step of the way. It's pretty insane. Dreads in it for that. I'm just leaving up too much value on the table. Like, I thought about that, but like, Significant for Dryad Arbor for only 1 single trigger is just not enough. And we know that my opponent has a force in hand, because they consider forcing the Thalia and they did pay the life. So at this point, I know that I'm just, 100% dead. 6, this is 12 damage. So at this point, I'm mostly playing for time equity more than anything else. Yep, there's the force. They're like, nope, I don't want to hard cast this. I will pay the life and pitch a card for no reason. Just gonna leave all of this mana go unused, but I will not hard cast that force of will. Also, this Dryad is just irrelevant, right? Like, I have no way of doing anything with it. I like how I explain things. Thank you for things. Oh yeah, you're very welcome, Gimarice. What else are they gonna do with all those cards in hand? I don't know. I mean, I guess they're using them. 104.38. Yeah, I'm just gaining clock equity, but yeah, we're obviously just dead. Like, my opponent has exactly lethal as is. Okay, we want Spirit of the Labyrinth, we want Apparition, we want Retreat, and we want Rasta. We shave a couple of swords, we cut the oof, we cut Night. What did I cut last time? I think I cut the pig, right? Yeah, I think I cut the pig. And yeah. Yeah, that was game 1, JC. So I feel like if we do win game 2, I think that we're far ahead enough on clock that we're probably gonna win the match. This is a little bit too bad. This is certainly better. Certainly a lot better. We're gonna keep this, and I think I'm gonna bottom the Rasta. Try Arbor. Pedarity is one of my new favorite cards. It's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. So the best thing we can draw here probably is, I mean, that one's pretty good too, I guess. Wow. Okay. We got a force. Are you going to be lay? What is laying? The new white card? I don't know what you mean. Oh, playing. What is the new white card? Pog. I don't think that it's worth it to waste my opponent's Caracas when I'm gonna be playing like I probably rather play Felidar Retreat here. Maybe it is a mistake. Maybe it is a mistake. I guess it was a mistake because of Oko. That I don't care that much about. Yeah, these are fine. Yeah, I guess these are fine. Trophy my library. Excellent. It's a classic combo. Back to basics plus trophy. Yeah. Basic forest. Basic plains. We don't have the pig, I don't think, right? Okay, opponent's down to 0 cards. As long as they don't top deck exactly Oko, we should be in fine shape. So we just need to dodge specifically Oko. Okay, that is actually a huge punt from my opponent. Like, this Reclaimer is significantly better. Oh, hello. Okay, that's what I was gonna get, but now we get 2 of those, so that's better. I think my opponent can't win anymore. I mean, that's what's happened when you get a little bit trigger happy with your forces, right? I guess it's not so much about getting trigger happy and more about my opponent kind of misevaluating what was good. Yeah, this is a good scoop for them. Like they can't win anymore, so this is just a good scoop for them from them. Like they need to win game 3 in 7 minutes. So any chance we make weaker plays to try and elongate the win? Nah, I don't think that we are. Like I still wouldn't really mind. Like I will take a loss by my opponent timing out, but I'm not going to induce it. You know. Also, hopefully, people that are checking out this content right here are you know, kind of looking for you know, good good gameplay as opposed to, you know, shitty on purpose gameplay. I think that the new white card sounds good, but I don't think it's particularly better for this deck than Palace Jailer, right? Because if the upside... Ooh, this hand is so much better. We even get to bottom the Arbor. It's pretty good. Like if the whole point is to make sure that we get the Monarch, I feel like exiling your opponent's creature is probably better. I think it's much better than Palace Jailer. Yeah, but I'm talking about like this deck in particular. Well, if my opponent doesn't answer my Reclaimer, we do have Splinter Twin here, so... And even if they do have it, we can still Sin it for another Reclaimer, though I would kind of like to save the Sin it for a Dryad. Well, heavily tasting Court of Grace. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not saying that it's bad. It does look kind of solid. Okay, so we continue trading 1 for 1. I'm not going to pass the turn here. Just going to force my opponent to have another answer. Don't Oko me, bro. God damn it. That is pretty good. Come on. Wow, they still have Force of Negation? That is crazy. We have multiple draw steps here that would put us in a very, very good spot. Multiple draw steps that would put us in a very, very commanding position. That is really good for them, though. If I do find one of my plows, I'm probably going to exile this. Best case scenario, I guess, would be we find... Oh, Scavenging Ooze, not quite. I think Dryad is the best thing that we can do here. Certainly attack Inoko. And we basically have to hope that my opponent's last card in hand or their draw for turn and the draw for Uro are not Force of Will. If we do manage for that to happen, we could be in fine shape. Because we would get to kill this Uro and then we would get to finish off the Oko. I guess that my opponents should plus on a food. which could make things a little bit more awkward for us. Yeah, plus in the food, definitely correct there. That sucks. But we have to do this right now, unfortunately. They're not gonna block, right? So I'd rather just block myself. Not playing the tracker because I don't want to be forced. Like, I basically don't want to not get value from this tracker. It seems very important for me to be able to draw a card. In fact, if they plow this Dryad, I might not even... Yeah, I think that I value the potential card draw higher than I do value the 3 damage from the Valakut trigger. No, I don't bolt Urza. My opponent gets an attack here, but I'm still gonna be blocking the food anyway. And my opponent can get back Urza this very turn, so I don't really gain too much by killing the Urza. In fact, I give my opponent something to use their mana on, which is not particularly exciting for me, as you might think. Yeah, this is actually not a bad thing, because it's something that if my opponent last card is exactly Force of Will, they need to force this, otherwise they can't cast the Force anymore. And apparently they have exactly Force of Will as their last card, which is crazy. Yep, Force is their last card. It's fucking disgusting. Yep. It's pretty wild. So at this point I already have 7 threats, 7 different lands, but my opponent did show me. And they did show me that they had back to basics. But this is already 7 cards for field, so I think it's correct to do this. And we'll probably take this Urza hit right here. I mean, we're obviously taking it. Okay, so one of their draws was a land. The other one is pretty good. It's Brainstorm. Okay. And they didn't even fetch. That means that their other card is also fucked up. Ugh. They play land with Brainstorm in hand? Yeah, if they want to shuffle, right? If they want to shuffle to clean the top of the deck. It's not wrong. Yeah, you still Brainstorm first, but like it's not necessarily wrong, is what I'm saying. Okay. Okay, chat. Okay. Okay. That is a winner. That is definitely a winner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I guess that we just go get Titan. think we just get double field. We could get field with Jukibog, but I think that just getting double field is better. This also gives me some tracker triggers. Definitely not attacking with tracker, not interested in trading for the Ice Fang. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if they have a Dead of Winter, we're in trouble, but Battaglia 48, think it was follow. Yeah, we're in this game. We're in this game. My opponent drew, they paid 8, I think. Yeah, they paid 8. It's a pretty good swing, but my opponent, I think my opponent might still be ahead here. Udo. I don't like them playing this Udo here. I guess that they're just desperately looking for an answer. So I guess it makes sense for them to be doing this. But that means that if they attack with Udo, which they probably will, and I'm gonna block with all the zombies, this means that they don't get to replay Udo this turn. At this point, I think that they're just gonna be timing out. Plow the prime taps is fine. But now Tracker is going to be doing some damage. I think that we're going to win by timing out at this point. Yep, my opponent agrees. All right, sweet. To be fair, I still think that we were winning. Like, given infinite time, I still think that we're probably winning. Oof. Yeah, I legit think that we were winning this game, even if my opponent wasn't timing out. Like, we were going to be drawing all of these 4 cards this turn. So we were going to be getting 4 zombies and a 3-2 that blanks my opponent's library, which is probably their only way to get back into this game. And it also blanks their Udo attacks. Yeah, I think that we were winning this. We could have shown more dominance. Yeah, exactly. Like, that was actually bad for us because it didn't allow us to show how good the deck is. Did I notate the win? Maybe I didn't. Are we 11-2 or are we 12-2? Man, all of this winning is getting to my head. Okay, we're 12-2. 12-2. Okay. All right, so we'll be back for round number 15. So we have 5 more to go today. Let's go. All right, folks. Round number 15. This just never ends. Holy crap. Currently 12-2. We're getting paired against Theo Jung, very likely on Delver. And we're keeping a very solid opener. Definitely very happy with this opening 7. We're gonna Once Upon a Time first in order to hopefully find another basic or fetch land. Sure. And this is bad in a way, but it's also good in a way if that's possible. What I'm doing here is I'm playing Reclaimer, but my opponent can bolt it. But if they don't bolt it on turn 1, then, like, for example, this happens right here. Now we do get to waste them. And, should we scene it for 1? Wait to scene it for 1 next turn. I think I'm going to scene it for 0 here, actually. The reason for that is that we're probably still going to be plowing something next turn, maybe. I think it makes sense to ramp here. They can daze me, but that's okay. Again, daze is basically a time walk, so I'll be the last legacy streamer soon, maybe. I imagine this is gonna get dazed here. Oh. Okay, maybe they're playing blue-red. Maybe they're playing blue-red. But if they daze tracker, that means what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to be proactive, and I'm trying, like, now if my opponent wants to kill the tracker, that means that they cannot develop their own game plan, right? Which is what I'm trying to go for. Yeah, so I guess they're on blue-red. And they're probably gonna get a basic mountain here because I'm showing them the waste. Okay. Yeah, so this is looking fine here. So what we're gonna do is, I guess we're gonna upkeep, fetch for a plains here. We're going to play another Reclaimer, which is a 3/4 by now. And then I think we're gonna upkeep. We're plowing this on upkeep. Yeah. This plays around Force of Negation. So if they have to waste a Force of Will if they wanna save their Arcanist, which it looks like they don't. We're gonna track a Crack Clue on end step, and now we're pretty far ahead here. No attacks, because if my opponent does force the Arcanist, they force to save Arcanist, I attack with this, and then they bolt my Reclaimer, then they get back Reclaimer with Arcanist, and I have no blockers. So the 3 damage that I'm gonna be able to sneak in here don't really make a difference, but it's the difference between my opponent having a free attack with Arcanist or actually needing to draw, basically. Actually needing to find interaction in order to be able to get an attack in there. So 100% is correct to not attack with the Talus Tracker there. Okay, so we like these cards, we like this card, we like this card. We like Arasta. Time for Arasta to shine. We cut that one. On the draw, I cut libraries, particularly against the Rug. Collector Oof. Scavenging Genius is fine. Knight of Autumn can go. And I'm not sold on Felidar Retreat. Let me close the window. Just looks like seems like my neighbor is doing some work in their house or something. I don't know how I feel about the retreat. I think I don't like it, but I'm not 100% sure on that. They are playing blue-red, so they probably have no answers to this in the 75. Does the play draw plan differ substantially versus Rug? Well, I don't like Thalia as much, which is exactly what I was going to say right now. I don't like Thalia as much on the draw. It's fine on the play where you can, kind of like slam Thalia on turn 2 and put your opponent on the back foot from the early game. But on the draw, you're kind of always behind, so you need to be deploying removal spells more often than you're deploying threats. And Thalia goes kind of directly against that. This hand is obviously not keepable. This hand is very interesting. So I guess we keep this. And we bottom the Scavenging Ooze. I think the footing is basic. Yeah, my opponent showed me basic basic mountain and basic island. So they're definitely on blue-red. They're not on Rug. There's no way that they can play basic island and basic mountain and not be playing blue-red. Honestly, I kind of want to bottom this. But I think that it's probably likely that we're gonna get wastelanded. So I think I'm gonna ship the Scavenging Ooze, which I'm not excited about, but Andreas Mueller plays Island and Mountain in Rock Delver. That seems crazy to me. It's not bad. Yeah, I think I want to get that. Stable mana is probably the single most important thing against Rug. Days. This, honestly, I don't mind too much. This means that my opponent's going to be behind on land drops. Gonna go fetch a basic plains and we're gonna play this Spirit. They chose to not shuffle, so I have to assume that this Delver is flipping. And then we can answer it with Apparition. Ponder not looking particularly great against Spirit of the Labyrinth. Wow! Wow! They are that desperate? That is kind of insane, honestly. Wow, that is insane. And they chose to shuffle with the Ponder even. This is a big money Spirit of the Labyrinth, let me tell you. That's a big money Spirit of the Labyrinth right there. I think I want to waste this Arcanist, this land, and then pass the turn. And now we can Temple Garden, Apparition, kill the Arcanist. Opponent, of course, doesn't have good attacks because we're winning this race easily. Yeah, let's do this now. Might get dazed here. Yep. Spirit doing work. Nice island. Wow. Okay, they bottomed and they topped. So whatever they found right there, they liked. So we seen it for 1. Seen it for 1 gets Reclaimer. We can also seen it for 2 and get Scavenging Ooze. I kind of like that a lot. So now they have to answer my Spirit and they have to answer my Scusi. So they did find the land that they were looking for. See the Ponder there. Okay, that is now a problem. That is now definitely a problem. Maybe I got a little bit hasty with that, playing the Apparition. Maybe I should have waited. I think we're going to be double blocking here. This card is so disgusting. This card is so messed up. We have a surprise Dread Arbor. Shit. They have one card left. Gross. They have another bolt in hand. That's disgusting. That is absolutely gross. Okay, they have disconnected. They had a little bit of a connection issue. They're winning, so I don't think that my opponent is slow rolling me here. Honestly, man, it feels like I might have thrown this game. I feel like if I would have been patient with the apparition, or honestly, what I could have done is I could have just like jammed this Dryad into my opponent's dace. I could have done that, and what that would have done is it means that my opponent just like daces this Dryad. Honestly, I mean, I could have played around it. I should have played around it. Yeah, they did have a good draw. Like, there's no arguing there, but like still, we could have beaten their good draw if I had been a little bit more careful. That's what I'm trying to say. So what are we looking for here? Another apparition, excavator. Well, we're only getting one trigger with this, so does their blue mana matter? I think it does matter. I mean, more importantly is the fact that we just have nothing that we can, like, there's no difference between having one more land or having just this amount of lands, because there's no Titan in our deck, so we can already cast anything off of a Zenith. And we don't have Tracker, so there's no reason to hold on to the Wastelands. Oh, we do have Tracker. Never mind. You know what? The Spider would be pretty good here. We might be getting to the point where of no return, though, where my opponent just had Arcanist going on for too much. Spider? Yeah, that was not good enough. Yeah, either one of those would have been fine. Okay, so now we're on the play. So I like Thalia a lot better on the play. And honestly, I just don't think I won't feel a retreat neither on the play or on the draw. I was kind of trying it out there, but I just don't think it's good. Okay, game 3, we're on the play. Sure. Slow hand, but I think that this is fine. Starting on the tap land, because I'm probably going to be plowing the Delver. If they play a duel, I can waste it. And I think we definitely waste there, because so we're going to upkeep here to play around Force of Negation. And I think we let them reveal. No, I'm just going to plow before they know whether they're going to flip or not. Well, things are looking good for the home team now. Of course, this is the price. But it can also be that my opponent just has no forces. Yeah, I was gonna say they probably should waste there. Well, they don't have days, so just gonna play this guy right here. This gal, not guy. Play this one, get a trigger. Play this one, get another trigger. Find another basic forest. Green, white, reclaimer. Yeah. Woo. 13 and 2. Nice and easy. Thank you for watching. We'll be back for the next one. Hello and welcome to round number 16. Playing against Care Bears. And I guess the sand is fine. Like we get to turn 1 Zenith for Arbor. I guess I actually don't want to now. No, yeah, I actually do want to, yeah. We will need to draw some business, obviously, but like this allows me to Reclaimer plus Plow next turn, so. Again, I did play with the black-green Reclaimer deck, with the black-green Titan deck. I actually considered playing that deck for the showcase challenge. Like that's how high I was on that deck. And this deck has nothing to do. Gameplay wise, it has nothing to do. Like deck construction wise, it has nothing to do. 13 and 3. We just won, Battaglia. What are you talking about? We just beat the Leaderboard player. We're 13 and 2. Maybe they're both ramp decks, but the engines are completely different for sure. Yeah, but that's like saying that this deck is the same as Titan Post. That's like saying that Snow and Delver are the same because they're both Oko decks. Like it just doesn't make sense. It's not a reasonable comparison. 13 and 2 into Manatraders thing, yeah. We found another Zenith. Do we still go for Reclaimer? Or do we pass the turn? Like my opponent forced both of them. So they very likely do not have an answer. Which makes me more excited about doing this again for one. And if they have another force, they will need to use it again. These forces are so aggressive. Yeah, they really are, but it looks like they just legit have no answers to this. They pitched an Oko and they pitch an Ice Fang. Okay. I guess they just literally have no answers to the Reclaimer. So I guess that their aggro plans make sense. Because they just literally have no answers to it. Why play the land first? Because I don't know if I want to plow something. Like, there's no reason to play field on the previous turn. Why is my opponent not fetching basic islands? Okay. So we're going to sack this. I guess we're going to get a Valakut. It's not like Wasteland does anything, so this means that my Dryads are that much better. Yeah, pitching the Oko makes no sense to me. If they have Jace here, we are in a lot of trouble though. Unless we find exactly Dryad off the top or another Zenith. Which seems unlikely. If we do find the other card though, if we do find Sylvan Library, I would probably be okay with that though. There is Oko. And if they go for the Astrolabe, I think I plow the Astrolabe. They created food, okay. But because I think that one of my good draw steps is actually... God damn it. Yeah, okay, whatever. Because I think one of my good draw steps is actually a Sylvan Library. Oh. Whoops. Like, now I think I shouldn't have done this. I didn't think about the fact that they could just, like, steal my Dread Arbor. That was bad. So I guess Apparition is one of my good draws. Again, Dryad would be just insane. Dryad probably wins, actually. One card left in hand. Shoot. I'm plowing right there because I don't want my opponent to like find the land off the top and be able to play and hardcast Udo both in the same turn. Fuck yeah, this is the card that I wanted to draw. Not the one that I wanted my opponent to draw. Shit. Yeah, that's very bad for us. And we were fine until this. We still have draws though. We still have draws right here. Dryad is a draw. Bingo. Please don't have a removal in hand. Please don't have a removal in hand, please. Yes. Okay, now I feel like we might be in fine shape. We also get to bog them and we get a nice little Sombo there. This is 100% wrong. That fetch land would have allowed my opponent to shuffle from library. So that fetch is 100% wrong. People really underestimate, people really overestimate the power of thinning, and they particularly do so in Legacy. Like in Modern, you also have the shock, right? You also have the shock incentive to do it on your end step. But in Legacy, you're just playing duels, so there's literally no reason to. There's literally no reason to just, you know, do that kind of thing. And the power of fetch lands plus brainstorm or plus Sylvan Library. So it's a lot better for you to play for drawing a fetch. Play for drawing a brainstorm or play for drawing a library. It's a lot better for you to do that than for you to simply, you know, play for... Just fetch the thing is what I'm trying to say. Unfortunately, I think I have to play this Dryad here to play around potential Force of Will. Basically, all I have to draw for the rest of the game. We found ourselves in this exact situation against my previous Snow opponent. And we were in the same situation where what we needed to do was lands. Like half of our deck is lands, and all that we need to draw is just lands. And then basically our field and Valakut would just take over from there. But somehow, even in the previous match, we just managed to whiff every single time. While our opponent had a library going, and then eventually they found the Jason and Oko, and then we just fell too far behind. But yeah, at this point, we do still have access to a bunch of just game-winning plays. Again, a Zenith right now actually just straight up wins. Zenith right now straight up wins. They chose to not shuffle from the Ponder, so I guess that whatever they found is good. Maybe they found an answer to the Dryad. So lands are great draws. Zenith is a great draw. My own library would be a great draw. Reclaimer, I guess it's fine. I'm not super excited about Reclaimer, but like I'll take it. We still have one Dryad left. They play the land. One draw step. Now we need to draw Zenith. If we draw Zenith, I think we just win. Thalia. Not great. But I guess it's the same as a land. It's worse than a fetch, but better than, like, you know, another basic forest or something. And I guess that this one we can protect with Caracas, which is kind of nice. But yeah, we have to draw one of our card advantage engines at this point. Card advantage engines or like straight up card advantage cards. The downside is that we do have a couple of whiffs. Like another Thalia is a whiff. Swords to Plowshares is a whiff. Oof is a whiff. Now we have a lot of good draws here. Excavator would be pretty sick. Also, I should have tapped differently. I should have tapped using my play around back to basics. I was not thinking. Okay, so they did find Uro finally. So my opponent should have been like, once they found Uro, they should have probably just gone down to 1. It just doesn't matter anymore at that point. We do have the Caracas though, so that's nice. So my opponent's going to take a long time if they want to win. It's pretty good. So we're going to attack. They could have exactly Force of Negation, which would suck. Force of Negation would really suck here, but... Sweet. Awesome. Shuffling the top. I don't know. I just don't know what my opponent's doing over there anymore. I just don't know what they're doing over there. Finding our own library is kind of hype. It probably doesn't matter what's on top of my deck. I'm just gonna draw all 3 cards if I'm allowed to. Okay, now they go down to 1. Opponent's getting a little bit friskier here. Here comes Uro, which is gonna go back to my opponent's hand on their end step. Also, again, we are 7 minutes ahead. Just don't have decay. They have decay. God damn it. Yeah, you have the decay. Chose to not shuffle. They found their own Caracas. So I guess at this point, It would be kind of good for us to draw Wasteland. Okay. So let's go to combat. Attack. My opponent, yeah, I was going to say they're probably not going to take the 2 points. Yeah, we could have taken Primetime there, but we can't cast it. So this also represents 2 zombies. So that's why I did this. My opponent needs to really speed up their pace of play. We're gonna time out another snow player. Snowko more like Slowko, that's great. That is some good content right there. Here comes Urza. If they want to, they can get back the Urza. We just bounce it again with Caracas. They might have a trophy for the field here, which would suck, but not a bad one. Not a bad one. Now the question is, do we want to play into a sweeper? Because that's kind of what we would be doing if we deploy that. So I think what we do here is first we see what my opponent does. Okay, so they play this neck. I'm kind of getting the feeling that they don't have a sweeper. Play Thalia, maybe they'll force it. Yep, there he goes. There's the force, and here's the price. And also, the force basically confirms my suspicion that my opponent just does not have a... They just don't have a sweeper. So I can safely just play this Reclaimer right here. Alright, what you got, opponent? Snapcaster. Snapcaster is probably their best draw. Ace Fang's solid, but it's not their best. Why would they force when they have Caracas? Okay. Alright. I see that the idea for forcing when they have Caracas is because I can always protect the Thalia. Again, we put ourselves in a situation where we are behind, because we certainly are. We're definitely behind. But we are in a situation where we have multiple draw steps that not only instantly just get us back into the game, but they actually instantly put us quite far ahead. Probably to a point where my opponent would not be able to recover. Like a Primeval Titan here is just game winning. I don't think my opponent can do anything to keep up with Aerosolve Primetime. And we have a lot of time because of this. Ooh. What does that do? many forces have they used? 3. Okay, so I guess I want to play that right now. This is my last Dryad though. After this one's gone, like that's it. We get nothing else. I guess I don't want F6. We just want to end step. It's possible I should have held the Dryad until the point where I have a land. I don't think so though. It's a plow. So it's one of the ones that I said that is a bad draw though. Okay, there's the Yoko. Now my opponent has an actual quick way of winning the game. It feels like at this point we just whiffed for a little bit too much. We might be at a point where we just are not going to be able to come back in time. I mean, we do have a couple of draw steps, like Field of the Dead would be pretty good. Like my opponent's just wasting Abrupt Decays. They're just trying to go full aggro here. So this is a 3-turn clock, I think. Unless they have another snake. If they don't have the last force, Primetime wins. I would be very surprised if they don't have the last force. Yeah, this is still game 1. Still game 1. Leovold. Hardcast Force of Negation. This is still not lethal next turn. So there's that. How did he use 16 minutes already? I don't know. It didn't feel like my opponent was playing that slowly, if I'm being honest. I have no idea where their time went. Like, why are they even doing this? That makes no sense to me. And they're even brainstorming instead of fate sealing? That's so confusing to me. Time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, if you're gonna be playing MTGO, the time is a very real thing for you to keep into account. The clock is very, very much part of the gaming experience. So especially if you're going to be playing a slow control deck with a very, very slow win condition, you need to make sure that you're thinking through your your plays very, very, very quickly. I have no idea how many times we played this matchup already. We played it many times. What I've been cutting? I think I've been cutting Yasharn. Is it Yasharn? I guess it's between Yasharn and Knight of Autumn. No, Knight of Autumn answers library. They showed me... I actually think I'd rather have the pig instead of Source of Blushers. They did show me Leovold, but probably the pig is just better. The only issue with these Eternal Rounds is that, I don't know, I just get tired whenever I play infinitely long games. Like it's 5:20 right now. I like chess clock so much better than the arena timer. Is there a timer in arena? It's for best of 3, right? Well, this hand sucks. This hand is actually pretty good, so we're gonna keep it. You get roped in arena? Yeah, for sure, for sure. But like you get roped when you're playing very slow, I guess. And like you only get roped. Like that is just besides the chess clock, but arena does have a chess clock as well. So this probably means that no, they don't have an answer to library. Okay, I like my position right now. Unless we whiff ridiculously on this and we just don't find the land. My opponent just packed it in, and I think this is actually a great concession from my opponent. This is a great concession from them. Like they are super far behind already. Like I have a library, they looked for an answer to the library, they couldn't find it, and they know they're just gonna fall ridiculously behind to a point where they're not gonna be able to catch back up. So I think that this is a great concession from my opponent. Just accept it, take your loss, and let's move on to the next game and make sure that you have enough time to win in 7 minutes. So props to my opponent there for realizing that. There are bad concessions and there are great concessions, and that was a great one. Okay, let's keep this one. I'm not in love with this hand. Probably going to Zenith for Arbor, I think. Even though it feels a little bit weak. The alternative was to go turn 1 field and turn 2 Zenith for Reclaimer, but if my opponent has an Abracticate or something, like we just fall ridiculously far behind there, to the point where maybe we can't even catch up. Yeah, I like the way this hand is developing here. Got a force, it's kind of nice. Not opposed to that. It's also fodder for this Kusi. Now if they play an Snowko, we get to operation it. If they play an Uro, we get to eat it. They're gonna plow my Dread Arbor. Okay. Containment Priest. Nice. Well, good thing that we got Dread Arbor early. And that would have blown me out ridiculously, by the way. So I'm probably not going to play this Scavenging Ooze unless my opponent plays... Oh, wow. That is a super aggressive Swords to Plowshares. Like super, super aggressive. This is just a stupid 2-2. Yeah, it just gets blanked by that. I think we play both of them. It's more likely for my opponent to have a removal spell than for them to have a super. They probably have one, at most two Dead of Winters. We might get blown out here, obviously, but... Fuck, yeah, we're gonna get blown out. Surgical Extraction, my Dryad, in the face of my on-board Scavenging Ooze. In the face of my on-board Scavenging Ooze. Okay, things are looking good. I wasn't too high on what was happening, but now things are looking pretty good. I'm gonna be doing this right here because I get to trigger field one time, so we get a zombie now. Let's get what? Valakut? Yeah, let's get Valakut. And I'm definitely interested in wastelanding them, so let's do that too. Obviously no attacks. Say go. I've shitty dome Wi-Fi, so I disconnect every once in a while. On MTGO, losing a minute or two of my clock is a big deal, but on Arena, my opponent gets a free time walk. Yeah, that is definitely a big deal. The plan is to obviously on end step get another field, and then on the following turn we just get to Vesuva the field. Yeah, this is just too late now. Okay, so no cards in hand. No cards left in hand. Nope. Reclaimer, sack this. We're just done here. Yeah, my opponent agrees. 14-2. That was a long round. See you on the next one.